A young man had died during a robbery gone wrong, and the police report was clean, tragic, but by the book. The community moved on. The officer involved was commended, promoted, and eventually retired with honors. His name was Detective Frank Dalton. But behind the medals and memories, Frank carried something heavier than a badge. Every night for 2 decades, he saw the same face. Not a man he shot, but a frightened teenager who hadn't even raised his weapon. The official story said the suspect fired first. Frank knew otherwise. And every year that passed, the lie grew louder in his mind. When Frank turned 65, a new investigation reopened the case. A documentary crew came knocking, piecing together old evidence with fresh eyes. Frank could have ignored them. Most people would have. Instead, he invited them in. He poured black coffee, sat down, and said the words that would change everything. I wasn't defending myself. I was scared, and I pulled the trigger first. The confession rippled through his family, the department, and the town that had once called him a hero. His son, now a police sergeant himself, struggled between pride and shame. The victim's mother, an elderly woman who had stopped hoping for justice, wept quietly when she heard, not because she wanted revenge, but because someone had finally told the truth. The department tried to contain the fallout. Lawyers argued over what could still be prosecuted after 2 decades. The public debated whether an old man's guilt could fix what was broken. But in the middle of it all stood Frank, a man who had lost his uniform but found his conscience. He spent his remaining days speaking to young officers about fear, ego, and accountability. "It's not the mistakes that ruin us," he said once. "It's the silence that follows." When he passed away 2 years later, his funeral was small but honest. No flags, no honors, just a handful of people who understood that truth, even late, is still truth.